Ever wondered how XSS attacks work? Ever pondered about the ease with which an attacker can manipulate a seemingly secure website? Well, you're not alone. The world of cross-site scripting, commonly known as XS, is as fascinating as it is complex. It's a realm where a single line of code can create havoc, where the invisible becomes visible, and the secure becomes vulnerable. XSS attacks are a form of injection, in which malicious scripts are embedded into trusted websites. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, where the attacker masquerades as a trusted entity to deceive the unsuspecting user. The potential harm? Imagine your personal data, your passwords, your credit card information, all exposed to a stranger, all because of a few lines of malicious code. Sounds scary, right? But don't worry. Knowledge is power. In the next few minutes, we will unravel the mystery behind XSS attacks. To understand XSS attacks, first, you need to comprehend what scripting is all about. Scripting, in the world of web development, is the art of writing code that automates specific tasks within a web page. This code, often written in languages like JavaScript, allows web pages to be interactive, dynamic, and responsive. Now imagine you're a malicious actor who wants to exploit this feature. This is where cross-site scripting, or XSS, comes into play. XSS is a type of security vulnerability that allows attackers to inject malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users. By doing so, they can steal sensitive data, manipulate web content, or even gain control over a user's interactions with a website. Let's break it down a bit. Cross-site scripting gets its name from the act of injecting a script from one site into another, hence cross-site. And the scripting part? Well, that's the malicious code the attacker is injecting. There are three main types of XSS attacks: stored, reflected, and DOM-based. In a stored XSS attack, the malicious script is permanently stored on the target server. When a user accesses the infected page, the script loads and executes. In a reflected XSS attack, the malicious script is embedded in a URL. The user unknowingly clicks on the link, triggering the script. Lastly, in a DOM-based XSS attack, the malicious script manipulates the document object model, or DOM, of a web page, altering its structure or behavior. These attacks exploit the trust a user has for a particular site. An attacker can use XSS to bypass access controls, such as the same origin policy. This policy is a critical security mechanism in web applications, which restricts how a document or script loaded from one origin can interact with a resource from another origin. Now that you know what XSS is, it's time to dive deeper into how these attacks are performed. Imagine you're an attacker. Your target? A vulnerable website. The world of cybersecurity is a constant game of cat and mouse. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the mouse's strategy, focusing on how an XSS, or cross-site scripting attack, is performed. Step 1. Identifying a target. This is the reconnaissance phase. Here, you're looking for a website with a vulnerability in its user input fields. These could be comment sections, search boxes, or login fields. Essentially any area where a user can input text. Step 2. Injecting the malicious script. This is where the real action begins. You, as the attacker, would craft a script, typically in JavaScript, designed to execute certain actions when run. This could be as simple as a script that pops up an alert box, or as complex as a script that steals user cookies. The script is then injected into the website's vulnerable user input fields. This could be done by simply pasting the script into a comment box and hitting submit. The aim is to make the website store and serve your malicious script to other users. Step 3. Exploiting the vulnerability. Now the trap is set, and it's time to wait. When an unsuspecting user visits the website, their browser will execute your injected script. If you've crafted a script to steal cookies, for example, the user's cookie data will be sent back to you. With this, you've gained unauthorized access to their account. It's important to remember that this is a simplified explanation of an XSS attack. In reality, there are many more factors at play, including various types of XSS attacks and an array of defenses websites can employ. But the core concept remains the same. A vulnerability is identified, a script is injected, and the vulnerability is exploited. And there you have it, a successful XSS attack. But what happens next? So you've successfully launched an XSS attack. What's the payoff? Let's delve into the aftermath of an XSS attack. The perpetrators of these attacks are often after valuable information. This could be anything from user credentials, financial data, or even personal details. Essentially, any data that's transferred between a user and a web application can fall into the wrong hands. But it isn't just about data theft. Attackers can also manipulate the content of a web application to suit their nefarious purposes. For instance, they could alter the look of a web page, inject malicious software, or even redirect users to another site entirely. Moreover, the effects of an XSS attack can ripple beyond the immediate victim. By exploiting trust relationships between users and the compromised website, attackers can spread their harmful activities to a wider network. As you can see, XSS attacks can cause significant harm. XSS attacks, they're more than just a nuisance. These cyber threats hold a significant place in the realm of cybersecurity, proving to be a persistent challenge for both attackers and defenders. From our journey through this video, we've learned about the mechanics of XSS attacks, their potential impacts, and how they're executed. Understanding the intricacies of XSS attacks is not merely a matter of interest for the curious minds, but a necessity for those invested in the field of cybersecurity. Whether you're a pentester trying to identify vulnerabilities, or a defender working tirelessly to patch those weaknesses, these insights equip you with the skills to tackle the threat head-on. With every attack comes a lesson, and with every lesson, we're one step closer to creating a safer digital world. Remember, knowledge of XSS attacks is not only crucial for attackers, but for defenders too. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe.